It's Moses gang. This is a very important video. This is a reaction to the Donterio Hudon DJ Smallz interview where he's talking about his mental health, PTSD. What did I say it twice? Post-traumatic stress disorder and post-traumatic street disorder. Very important. He's also talking about panic attacks, anxiety, how he healed, his purpose, spirituality. Let's just get into it, man. Of course, you can't see my face, unless you got your DJ third eye all the way open. Pun intended. But at the end of the day, I don't have the technology to do that, but you're just gonna have to listen to my beautiful voice. Let's get it. If you don't know who Donterio Hudon is, he is a talented, is an understatement, comedian from the small city outside of Gary, Indiana called Chicago. Yeah. And he's gonna say things, like tweaking and on phone. He's from Chicago, man. I called him up and asked him. But yeah, let's get it, man. Bah.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I was diagnosed. I went to
See, you came in line. He was diagnosed with depression, PTSD, and all that. But let's get into it.
the doctor. Yeah, they told me. It was a point in time right before this roast shit happened. Okay, I told you I used to talk to the guy every day, right, trying to figure it out, right. And then I got to this point where I was just like super depressed, having anxiety and shit. I ain't come out the house for like a month straight.
Okay, that's one of the first symptoms of depression, PTSD, anxiety. Let's get back into it.
I had my own crib at the time, so I had like a little small apartment. And one of my baby mamas, she my baby mama now, but
Of course she is.
I was fucking with her at the time, and she.
Okay, now, very important. We're gonna get back into it. She was his support system, very important during this healing process. 9 times out of 10, I don't know who Donterio Hudon is on a personal level, but it's safe to say that his baby mama was a black woman. Let's go.
I used to walk to the store for me, go out the van, because I was going to do some shit. Every time I step outside.
You see, I told you he was from Chicago. He said "wop the bam." That's some Chicago shit. What ooh, what the specifically the West Side. Yes, sir.
It hit me like I get the panic attack, get the tweaking, get the air, get the breathing, get.
Okay, now tweaking, another Chicago word. But at the end of the day, if you've never had a panic attack, it gets real. I've had 2 of them in my life. RIP to one of my best friends, Carrie Lee Greening, helped me from having a panic attack. A panic attack is pretty much like having sex, but on a roller coaster. You can't breathe. You can't feel your body. It's a very spiritual, horrible experience. You're breathing, your heart's beating, your body is just doing all kinds. You're sweating, you're walking around, your eyes filled with blood, your head can't stay still, your hands shaking. Not a good experience whatsoever, bruh. Phone them.
Heavy, heart started beating fast, like it was just shit happening. So much shit on my mind. So I prayed to God every day, stay in the crib for a month straight. Woke up one day and I was just me. I am now.
Now, I know you, Aaron Moses, why the fuck you keep pausing the video, goddamn? Look, this is my motherfucking video. I can do what the fuck I want to do, bitch ass nigga. But at the end of the day, he's skipping a lot of parts. He's skipping the fact that his his support system was there, massaging me, feeding him some good food, doing him some sexual favors, giving him just a lot of encouragement, helping him with a lot of improvement. He said he just woke up one day, snapped out of it. Now, if you have any of these issues, afflictions, just know that there is a large possibility that you're not just gonna snap out of it one day. So you need to actively get help and proactively make sure you don't have to get help. Let's go.
I wake up the same day I wake up. I do a video, roasting my fucking boots. Boom. Put it up on Facebook. Not thinking nothing of it, just putting it up. Next day in the morning, that motherfucking viral. Damn.
Whoa. No, keep talking.
I just said, this was it. This what it is. This what I'm supposed to do. I kept doing it.
Now, what we can get from this, when I was in 7th grade, I got kicked out of school because I was a bad little kid. And one of the things that we had to do every day was watch Touched by an Angel when I went to alternative school. And one of the episodes in Touched by, I'm going to make it fast. One of the episodes in Touched by an Angel, one of the guys committed suicide. Now, my principal was also a preacher. That was his second job. He was a preacher. And he said that people commit suicide because they don't recognize their purpose in life. They don't know how they're supposed to get back to the community. They don't know how they're supposed to improve the world on a bigger scale, on a bigger level, on a larger level. So when Dr. Donterio found his purpose, yes, Lord, when he woke up and those millions was responding to his comedy, was responding to him and letting them know, Donterio, Hudon, you made my, and I just want to say, Dr. Donterio, you have made my situations better and bad times good around this motherfucker. So I just want to say thank you. You know, I just want to give you your flowers, you know, at this time, at this point, currently. And him finding his purpose, not necessarily all the attention, but when you have your purpose in order with what you're doing, of course you're going to get some acknowledgement. Of course you're going to get some encouragement because you're serving the people and giving back to your community and making the world, yes, Lord, a better place. Touch your neighbor and say, a better place. Let's get it.
Over and over again. This was it. We're here now. You know what I'm saying?
When you do see the doctor about this stuff and he died,
I don't see the doctor.
Dry ass DJ Small Eyes. That's your question, man.
Like, I seen them at that moment. This was about 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I saw the doctor one time. I felt like, I was like, man, they was talking about, like, you want to see a therapist?
No, he should have said, nigga, no, God is my doctor. Yes, Lord. That's what he should have said.
Like, in my mind, I'm like, fuck that. I can control this shit on my own. I need to figure this shit out. God got me, so that's what happened. And then he helped me. And now I can control it. Like, it don't affect me.
Okay, so I smell a lot. At the end of the day, look, for all those who are afflicted with depression in your expression, anxiety, panic, things like that, things of that nature, man. I want to send a special shout out to Donterio, you know, for finding his purpose, finding his lane, yes, Lord. But at the end of the day, this is what we call a statistical anomaly. And if you don't know what that is, that means it's a slim to none chance that you can actually control it. So you need to seek psychotherapy. You need to speak to a spiritualist. I'm not talking about somebody who believes in Buddha, Ludacris. I'm talking about anybody. I mean, if you are a Buddhist, you know, no disrespect to the Buddha. I'm talking about anybody, whether they believe in Vishnu, whether they believe in Krishna, whether they believe in God, Jesus Christ, Lucifer. Yes, a higher source. And when I say a higher source, it doesn't necessarily need to be a spiritual entity or a deity. Your higher source could be your family. Your higher source could be your career. Your higher source could be your job. Your higher source could be anything. God damn it, but this is a special situation. Let's go.
does the doctor give you medication for this stuff at all?
No, hell no. I don't take medication. I went one time. So when they told me I was depressed, like I ain't gonna, they told me I was depressed. They had me taking Xanax for anxiety and shit. I went there one time,
real street, man.
and it was over with after that. I was like, I'm not taking this shit no more. Fuck this shit. And I controlled it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I controlled it myself. Now it don't affect me.
You didn't like the feeling of the medicine?
It made me too sleepy, too lazy, too down.
Maybe it wasn't the right dosage.
Yeah, I got a natural high. You know what I'm saying? I'm always a uppity person. I don't really need that shit. I feel like with this shit, like, man, like a doctor can prescribe you some shit. They can tell you.
A doctor, that's not, he meant prescribe, but bless his heart. Let's get it.
You're this way. And they're professionals, so people view it like they're right. But at the end of the day, I feel like everything, like what we eat matters. Like the earth matters, the universe matters. I don't believe in no fucking pills.
Now, very important, man. I love this man. I love him. Never met him. Love him. I just talked to him yesterday, but I love him. I love him. I want to say shout out to whoever ordained that Inglewood, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the United States of America, has a Whole Foods, even though niggas probably won't go there and spend all their $50 food stamps there. But at the end of the day, it's there. It's an option. They have fresh fruits and vegetables, and they're trying to eliminate food deserts. You knew what I mean. But at the end of the day, bro, correct. 110% right. And this is what black people need to this is what all people need to understand. The etymology of the word diet means lifestyle. So what you put in your body is going to affect your life. If you put bullshit in your body, guess what's going to happen to you? Guess what kind of thoughts you're going to have? Guess what kind of baby mamas, baby daddies, wives, husbands, friends, moms, dads, children you're going to have. And if you put bullshit in your body,
So at the end of the day, I just figured this shit out myself, controlled it, talked to God. Now, the shit started hitting me. I was like, oh, cool, I got this shit. Like back then when the anxiety shit was hitting me, I figured it out to a point where I was like controlling this shit. Like, it's just anxiety. It's in your head, man. You tweaking. And that's how it went. I think I suffer from back then like PTSD.
PTSD.
Like being through so much, fighting every day. You know what I'm saying? People dying around me.
Okay, fighting every day, people. So we have two versions of PTSD. Now, I'm going to make it quick because I love you. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. What is post-traumatic stress disorder? Post-traumatic stress disorder is when you have an autonomous reaction, aka a trigger to stimulus, something that happens to you, something that you can control, right? Your reaction that you can't control to something that happens to you or around you, something that you sense. Was an example of PTSD, Aaron Moses? Well, let me tell you. Let's say if your girlfriend or your boyfriend is beating your ass or they put their hands on you more than once. What is a possibility that could happen when they raise their hand? Let's say if they're sitting right next to you and they raise their hand suddenly to maybe scratch their face. They raise your hand and you flinch. Autonomously, aka automatically, PTSD, my brother or my sister. If they raise their hands suddenly and you flinch because they've been hitting you so much, and your body is programmed to move, you know, just by them making that sudden movement because they hit you in past times. PTSD, my brother. Now, post-traumatic street disorder, however, very similar, but at the same time, it comes from viewing violence on a regular basis to the point where you don't respond to violence like the average person who does not experience violence. 3 symptoms of post-traumatic street disorder is laughter. You think that violence is funny. Numbness, or you respond with violence. Okay, so if somebody gets in a fight in front of you and you're laughing, or somebody is like, you know, Whoopty Whoop just died the other day, and you're like, that's not my motherfucking, I don't even know him like that, whatever. Post-traumatic street disorder. Or, like I said, if your boyfriend or girlfriend lifts their hands suddenly and you smack the shit out them and you don't even remember it happening, or you just do it just because your body's really post-traumatic street disorder. You feel me? But it's normally from something that you view over and over and over again outside, or outside due to usually gang violence or something of this sort, something of that nature. Let's get back into it because Mr. Dr. Martin Luther Donterio Hudon X is going to display multiple times post-traumatic street disorder. Blessings to him. I have nothing against him. I admire him, and this is why I'm doing this, because this is healing for us as a people. Let's go.
In depth, you know what I'm saying? That I think a lot of people in Chicago suffer from that too.
Did seeing the guy get his brains blown out, did that do anything to you mentally?
Watch closely.
I mean, it just showed me like how it looks when somebody gets.
Okay, look, smiling. Symptom of post-traumatic street disorder. Smiling. Watch.
The brain's blown out. Like, I mean, it ain't.
Laughter. He's laughing. He thinks He subconsciously thinks it's funny. Why? Does that mean he's a psychopath or a narcissist or a socio? No, that's his biogenetics making effort to shield his mind from further trauma, healing himself, treating this situation with humor, so he won't become more depressed. Escada.
They do nothing to me, it's just like, damn, I'm gonna fucking walk up on you and
Smallz.
blow your shit out.
Okay, the physical movement, when he said blow your shit out, that is a symptom. He's responding with violence. He's doing the physical action. They might say, oh, Aaron Moses, that's just how people in Chicago talk. He just is an animated person. Nigga, no, shut your ass up. Let's do it again. Let's do it. Let's see this. Dumbass.
How it looks when somebody get their brains blown out. Like, I mean, it
Smiling
ain't really
like a
do nothing to me.
motherfucker. It didn't do nothing to me, but you're laughing about it. Let's get it, man. And you're not a bad person. You just need some help.
It's just like, damn, I'm gonna fucking walk up on you and blow your shit out. So it just made me watch my back more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You see the physical actions. Those were violent
And
movements.
be cautious of my surroundings. But I done been in situations, bullets that flew past my head too. Like, you hear that, pew, pew, like all type.
He's smiling while he's describing why he died multiple occasions when he could have died. That's not normal, bro.
Shit, man. Like real shit.
Smiling, bro. And I pray for his healing. I don't know, cuz, like, at all, to be honest. But this smile on his face is indicative of fucking trauma, my nigga. We gotta stop doing this to each other. Look at this, man. He has children.
So you said it.
Smiling while recounting times where he could have passed away and been dead. And let's get it, man. I can't even. There's not enough time for me to express how I.
It is a little different than the movies and TV and things of that nature. What is the actual difference?
People in movies be like,
At the end of the day, man, I'm gonna replay this and put it on while I get my message. But at the end of the day, man, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to understand PTSD in both forms, post-traumatic stress disorder as well as post-traumatic stress disorder. We also have to understand depression, anxiety, what it feels like to have a panic attack, when we need help, if we need medication, if we don't need medication, and if you need to be advising people or not advising people. I love this man. He's a funny motherfucker. He healed me in a lot of different ways. Like I said, when I was depressed, he brought me up. Watching that Roast Me episode, I'm about to get into this next Roast Me episode. But at the end of the day, man, if you know anybody who has either forms of of PTSD, depression, anxiety, there is a way. He expressed that he needed to, pray, attach himself to a higher self. He needed to find his purpose. He needed to have that support system. Now, can we assume that he was having sexual relations with his BM and she was supporting him in every way and in every day? They could have just been platonic friends and she just needed somewhere to stay, and they did, it could have been any type of situation. But at the end of the day, I just want to say, everybody out there, we all need help. Everybody needs somebody. 72% of Americans have some form of trauma that needs to be treated with psychotherapy. A lot of us can afford it. A lot of us can only afford the food stamp therapists, is what I call them. They're not shit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're getting paid. Even though you're not paying them, you think they're like Superman, or they're actually doing their jobs, and they tell you stupid ass shit. But at the end of the day, bro, take care of yourself, love yourself, and don't put your children through this. Don't, just because you have a decent job and you can afford to live where you live, fuck them Jordans, fuck getting a new car. Do what you need to do to get your children out of a situation so they don't have to grow up like this. If you live in the projects, if you live in an inner urban community, if you live in the hood, if you live in the ghetto, all power to you, my nigga. But do what you can and what you need legally so your children don't Half to feel these emotions or lack of them, because it's not pretty. Yes, this young black man became a millionaire. I don't know if he's a millionaire. Yes, this black man went viral over and over and over and over, and he has recognition and he has great potential to be a millionaire, but everybody is not him. He's a statistical anomaly. Do you want your children to have millions of dollars with billions of dollars worth of trauma because you thought it was just good enough to buy them some shoes and smoke weed on the weekends and drink Hennessy because you're trying to be with everybody else at the club? Bro, go to school, get that student loan, fuck your credit up, destroy your life trying to get your kids out of these situations. They don't need to know what it feels like to lose all their friends by the time they turn 15 and 16 and 17, and being on the interview saying that when they grew up, you know, all the people that they grew up with are pretty much dead, and when they were walking down the street, you know what I'm saying? It's a scary sight, bro. Improve their communication skills. Improve everything in their lives. You don't want your children to go through this. You don't want them to be depressed and pissing on themselves and describing what it looks like for a man to get his brains blown out and saying that it doesn't look like it looks like on the movies for real, on Phonem Grave. Nigga, what the fuck? Let's use this as a proverb. Use these words to encourage you to have more clarity and give charity to your children. And if you know anybody who needs to see this, hear this, smell this, taste this, don't hesitate to send this to them. Make sure you subscribe and press that notification button, man. It's Aaron Moses. I am the bang. You the bang, we the bang together, man. Life is in the breath. Breathe it in. Peace.